Good morning, everybody. News at 10. Here we go. We've swapped round, sort of seats. Change this feng shui. Hopefully, it will help in some way. We've got a slightly odd show today because have you ever wondered what Sven Goran Eriksson thinks of Donald Trump? Well, you're going to find out in this video, Sam.
Come on.
Exciting times. At the end of this video, we'll show you that because we've got a whole interview with him. He's answered a lot of questions from different fan ambassadors from Fan League, including DT, Sophie Rose, Ian McIntosh, and Lee Lawler, who asked him.
What could you want?
Exactly, and he's answered all of them, and that video is going to come out on the Ball Street channel, hopefully, this is the aim, this evening, so make sure you subscribe to Ball Street because you don't want to miss out on that. He answers all sorts of questions, including Donald Trump, his thoughts on Donald Trump, which is interesting and odd. So we're also obviously going to talk about the back pages and some transfer news as well. A lot to do with Man United.
Yep. International break, so transfer news always does creep out of the woodwork.
It does, and there's some interesting headlines in the newspapers this morning. Let's go to the back pages, and one that we're going to expand on very soon after we've run through them all. Juan for the road, probably my favourite pun of the morning. Really? From the Express.
There's no better puns than that.
Not currently, not on the back pages this morning. It's a poor day, yeah. Real Madrid are targeting Juan Mata after he was left out of the 18-man squad. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's keep on moving. Southgate in disarray with 6 stars out. Delph, Sterling, Kane, Henderson, so many players dropping out, and it's made it a bit of a fast for him because he's got to play Germany and Brazil, 2 games he was excited for. And it was an opportunity for him to really sort of test himself against best teams, and now it's just going to be an absolute waste of time. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail as well. In the Star, you've got Wilshere snub as Cork plugs the gap. Gareth Southgate was delivered another snub with Jack Wilshere saying that he didn't want to go to the England squad. And also, I think it's a little bit unfair. I cannot imagine in any interview David Moyes going, "Oh wow, Hammers fans," but he's suggesting that he will be able to entertain them and win them over after getting the job.
Debatable.
Daily Mirror, too soft. Bilic ran his players to ask him where he went wrong. Apparently it was about discipline, lack of fines, which is odd, isn't it? You would imagine players would want it to be a bit looser so they can do what they want, but they needed
as natural
a bit more
as a human
structure.
being, you want what you don't have, eh?
True. And finally, in the Times, Southgate's plan left in tatters after 3 more England players pull out. Let's talk about that in a little bit more detail. Jack Cork has gone into the squad. He's a player who's played under 16s, under 21s with Southgate, played for Team GB at the Olympics. So he's got a bit of pedigree there. Played good football at Southampton, probably a bit more defensive at Burnley. They're a bit more structured in what they do, don't play the same amount of football. But he is a decent footballer. And but overall, it's disappointing that you're going to be playing these 2 games and so many stars are missing.
Well, they're friendly, so I suppose it's a free opportunity for Gareth Southgate to see, maybe there are some players that I haven't given an opportunity to that can force their way into the squad. That's a positive way of looking at it, a very James way of looking at that. But on the other hand, yes, you are going to miss your first team players and you won't get that cohesion. Because, international managers don't have that much game time with their squad.
Exactly, and I think the bottom line is, all these players that, like Delph, this is the second time he's done it in a row in terms of his call-ups, which I can kind of understand because he's won the lottery getting in that Man City team under Guardiola, so he doesn't want to ruin it. But the bottom line is that is not the squad that Southgate wants to use, and they're players that he doesn't really want to use, if we're honest. He'd rather get settled with the team that's going to play in the World Cup, and I would be pretty certain that every single one of those players will be available for the World Cup when that rolls around. But in November, for these fixtures, they don't seem so keen. I think it's outrageous. Let us know what you think.
Now, there is something we have to talk about here because there has been a furious response to switching seats.
Really?
Like Anton Deck switching, it just doesn't feel right. Back to the status quo seating, please.
Daniel Verscher, I can't handle this. No. Oh my God, switch back. Sorry, lads. Well, do you know, the main reason for it is I needed a bit of juice, so that's why I've done it. We'll switch back tomorrow, don't worry. Let's get into the Juan for the road story. The Express suggesting that Juan Mata is going to be going in January to Real Madrid of all teams. He started there actually at Real Madrid, didn't really get much of a chance, then went to Valencia, did fantastically, Chelsea and Man United, and he's had a great career. He's now 30. And so his deal's up in the summer, is that right?
Yeah, that's probably the main reason why this story might have credence, is because his deal was up in the summer. So in January, Juan Mata is free to agree a pre-contract with a foreign club.
Right.
So in January, he could technically agree a deal with Real Madrid if that was going to be the case. Will he leave Manchester United? Now, when Jose Mourinho came in, I definitely thought Juan Mata is the first person who's going to be sold because he was sold by Mourinho at Chelsea. It was kind of putting 2 and 2 together. But Mourinho said, no, I didn't need Mata at Chelsea. I need Mata at United. He's an important player. Last year, he was a very important player. This year, he hasn't started very many games. I think he's made like 11 matches where he hasn't completed the 90 minutes. Awful mistake against Huddersfield. And then he was left out of the squad completely against Chelsea because Marouane Fellaini came back from injury.
Well, yeah, you made a great point on Social Club on Monday, saying that the reason why he's probably getting less opportunities in the last couple of games is the fact that the plan A was Mkhitaryan to play. He's a guy you've spent a lot of money on, and ideally he should be starting games.
Yeah.
The plan B is Fellaini to come on off the bench. So then after that, you haven't really got much space to use him.
I think that's the issue. But with Henry Mkhitaryan playing so poorly for Man United at the moment, Man United fans are saying, well, why isn't Juan Mata getting a chance at number 10? Because when he has played, it's typically been out on a wide position rather than Mata's number 10 role.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a question mark over Mata. I suppose it's a bit of an easy headline to have, but there is some sort of credence behind the story. It's not just purely guff.
Yeah, there's a good stat here. So he's been substituted. I'm struggling to say it. He has been substituted in each of his last 11 starts this season. You can look at that one way and go, oh, he probably hasn't got the fitness. He probably did that a lot. He got substituted a lot last year as well.
Yeah.
The other side is he's slowly maybe getting phased out of the squad.
I would say the fact that he's getting substituted is more the fact that that's part of Mourinho's 90-minute plan, is that Mata is part of it for 65, 70, and then someone like Fellaini comes on and changes the physical nature of United's team to shore up the last 20 minutes. Or say we're against Swansea or West Ham, we need a goal, you bring on Fellaini to switch it up again. I don't think Mata's a 90 minutes player at Manchester United, and that's not, even if he was at his peak,
isn't it?
even at his peak, I think Mourinho would still replace him.
There's also reports of, it's the Daily Star, but it is a report, and there's been numerous reports of Fellaini moving. Often it's to a Turkish club. They seem to be quite interested in Besiktas as the team this time. But let us know in the comments, yes or no, Y or N, and we'll put a poll card up. Does Juan Mata have a future at Man United, or do you think with Ozil being mooted as a move into the Man United squad, can they do better in terms of their squad?
I mean, this summer has got a lot of top draw players who are going to be available on free transfers.
Yeah.
You've got Juan Mata and Ander Herrera as well at Manchester United is also
still hasn't signed a deal, yeah.
Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, and they're the only 4 off the top of my head. It could be an interesting summer in terms of free transfers.
So as you're voting there, yes or no, on Juan Mata's future at Man United, this we feel like might have a bit of credence. However, the same newspaper, The Express, is reporting that Paris Saint-Germain are eyeing up Jose Mourinho, believable, in a bid to stop Neymar from joining Real Madrid.
Slightly less believable.
According to reports from the Spanish website Don Balón, it's saying that Mourinho could leave Manchester United. Of course, there's contract talks with him as well. Yeah. He's getting into halfway through his second year now. So they need to lock him up if they want him for a long period of time. But apparently Neymar is... the Real Madrid are interested in Neymar.
That's got us talking, isn't it?
I mean, come on. This is what we do at News at 10. We'll highlight things that are good pieces of journalism, but we've got to call out the bullshit as well. And this is right up there. This is probably the most ridiculous thing. I mean, although you're saying that, no one can believe that Neymar would leave Barcelona in the first place.
Look, so maybe sentences like
hang on a minute.
There we go.
The wheels are turning.
Jose Mourinho has been. He's playing a game with Manchester United's board at the moment because he wants a contract extension. So he's already been talking about the PSG link, saying it's a beautiful club, X, Y, Z. But Neymar to leave PSG, by far the biggest transfer ever, 12 months later to then join Real Madrid. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Real Madrid would definitely take him.
It seems absolutely. Yeah, of course they take him. But yeah, where are they going to find the money for that? I mean, I can't see it happening.
We've got Berylicious here saying QPR will win the league by the time Neymar moves to Real Madrid.
I think that's a fair shout.
I think that's probably a fair shout.
I think that's a good point. Let's talk about... So that's that's the bulk of what's going on today. Not a huge amount. England in tatters with that, with the players that have been left out, Juan Mata, and then that's pretty much your lot this morning.
I'll tell you what we can talk about though is Diego Simeone.
Of course, sorry, that's it. Go for it.
Brushed on him. So Diego Simeone is apparently Mashiri's #1 choice to replace. No, come on. I really want to date with Mila Kunis. I really do. She's my number one choice. No, sorry, Jess, if you're watching this, my fiance, she might disagree with that. Yeah. But it's not going to happen. No. I understand it's not going to happen.
Well,
why is Diego Simeone going to leave that? I do know that.
Come on.
I tried to slide into a DM.
Did you?
I got rejected.
Really, I'm not surprised.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, there's two ways of looking at this one. Diego Simeone is part of the four candidates for the Everton job. The others being Allardyce, Dyche. But if you look at it one way, this is the ambition that you want to see from Everton, from the Everton owner, if you're an Everton fan. On the other hand, how does that negotiation go? What does Diego Simeone goes? So what are you offering here? Well, we've got a squad that's got no pace. We've got have you got a new stadium? Because I've just moved into a new stadium over here.
Have you got a relegation battle though? If you fancy it?
Yeah. Have you got France's #1 striker, Griezmann? Have you got Diego Costa coming in January? Well, no, but we've got a stadium in about 5 years' time. I'm not trying to dig out Everton, but I tell you what, if they can get Diego Simeone, that is probably the biggest statement of intent that I have seen in a hell of a long time.
That's up there with Neymar to Real Madrid, surely. In terms of, it's not going to happen.
It's right. Yes, it is. I guess money talks, doesn't it? At the end of the day, it's certainly a project.
That's one way to describe it.
I don't know, Everton fans, do you think there is a chance in hell of you getting Diego Simeone? Not just because he's, a top manager, which I think you should be going for, but the fact the situation is that he's at Atletico Madrid doing all right with an amazing squad in a new stadium.
I can definitely see Diego Simeone coming to the Premier League at some point in his career, but I thought he was going to leave Atletico maybe last year because they had that brilliant 3 years where they got to 2 Champions League finals, they won the Liga, they were a phenomenal force. Now they've fallen down a little bit. But he's moved to a new stadium. He signed, I think, a new deal. Griezmann's still at the club because of the transfer ban. I feel the time for him to leave was last season. I don't think he's going to be going, especially not in January or anytime soon.
And not to a team that is struggling like it is.
Yeah, he could be a perfect potential replacement for Pochettino if he was to leave Tottenham Hotspur. It would be that sort of level for Diego Simeone.
I agree. I think that there was a good comment there. See if I can find it. I haven't got it on mine. Where is it? David Lurch, only reason Simeone would come would be a truckload of money, like how he got.
How big a truck are we talking?
A huge truck.
Like I think it's a flatbed.
And like a lifetime supply of hair gel.
And Eddie Stobart.
Well. Let's finish off the show this morning with Donald Trump, or more importantly, Sven-Göran Eriksson talking about Donald Trump. This is a whole video that will be on the Ball Street channel later today, so hit that subscribe button if you want to know what Sven thinks about Donald Trump, about tennis, about links with Chelsea, about that 5-1 game and his biggest regret as being England manager. Here's a snippet, the Donald Trump nugget of gold, his thoughts on Donald Trump. Weird.
What do you make of Donald Trump?
Well, it's very difficult to understand that a nation like United States of America voting for a president like Trump. I can't understand it. It seems like a joke to me. But I'm Swedish, so we are not used to that kind of leading a country. And from outside, I don't like him, that's for sure.
I mean, Sven talking about Trump. What more could you want on a wonderful Wednesday, right?
What a relief that he's not a fan. Do you know what I mean? Because I like the guy. I was able to meet the guy out there in Malta, film that video, and that was a nervy moment. I didn't want him to be.
What would you have done had he been a pro-Trump supporter?
I think there would have been an awkward pause and we would have ploughed on with the next question.
I would have done absolutely nothing. That's a wonderful reaction. Anyway, let's go to the comments before we wrap up here. Got Talibor saying, Simeone to Chelsea when Conte leaves. Again, that's another good shout. Definitely the level of Simeone. Someone saying that Diego Simeone should go to Manchester United. He was definitely on my list of potential managers prior to Mourinho coming in. It could still happen in the future. Yeah. And Simeone's very much Simeone. There you go. I kind of mixed his name up. Nice. Simeone is a manager who loves his discipline. He loves his fitness. So maybe West Ham? No?
Well, yeah, 6 months and then it's in, isn't it? The job's in.
Anyway, that's it for today's News at 10. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We'll be here tomorrow. As James has said, there's a video going out later today on Sven-Göran Eriksson on all the topics James has already mentioned. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, we basically said to the fan ambassadors, you can ask anything you want. So that's a kind of reason to watch. They ask whatever they want. So check that out later today and we'll be back tomorrow.
Take it easy.